Hello there, everybody. This is the weekend, and we're back for some more awesome commentaries. Me and Rise are here. Rise and I are here to do Oz versus Sparkyz. And game one here is going to be Hogil playing for Sparkyz versus Hiya playing for Oz.
Hiya!
We got a lot of recommendations. We got We got lots of recommendations there to do this commentary. This was played on June 1st. This whole series was supposed to be really good, and we're going to cover, or at least I'm going to cover, Lita versus Flash. Don't worry about that. That will be coming up. At least that one game from KTF versus Hite Sparkyz. So I guess Hite Sparkyz recently has been involved in a lot of good games here. I got nothing to say about Hiya and Hogil. I think you guys have probably heard enough of me talking about Hiya. I don't know anything about Hogil.
Well, Hogil is, he's not all that great, which is probably why you haven't heard all that much about him. I mean, really, Hogil is like a 45% win rate player, and he's not good against Zerg at all. He's 4-10, but he's not playing a Zerg, so that's okay. He's only 41% against Terran, which is definitely going to be in Hiya's benefit. Hiya is not the best against Zerg either. Actually, no, all right, he's okay. He's exactly 50%. Both these players' specialties are against Protoss players, so unfortunately for them, neither of them are going to have any big advantages to start off with, statistically anyway, except for any map advantages, and I can't remember how this map is in terms of TVZ, because I've seen a lot of games on this map, TVZ, and it seems to go back and forth. I mean, if the Zerg player goes Muta, sometimes you'll see the Zerg coming out ahead, and other times, you know, yeah, it looks like it's exactly 14-14, so that may or may not include this game. Either way, it means that it's a 50% win rate for both races. So, you know, it looks like that this game is actually going to be statistically even, both from a skill standpoint and a map standpoint, so we'll just have to see how this develops. I mean, Hiya could be an interesting player to watch. Hogil, I can't think of anything that comes to mind that made him very interesting to watch. I mean, not that Hiya is that interesting to watch either, but hopefully these two give us a good game.
Right?
He does. He's got like that gangster look.
Yeah, he's got the pop collar. What do you think about the strength of their names, Hiya versus Hogil?
Well, they both start with an H, obviously, and Hiya definitely has like that karate chop in his name. Hiya, you know?
Yeah, karate chop. All right.
Hogil on the other side. Hogil on the other side has like part of a fish dressed up like a hoe.
Which is not good.
You know, or maybe he means he's got a whole lot of gil, which is money from Final Fantasy. So maybe he's a rich Final Fantasy gangster. I don't know.
Or, well, I'm not going to go into more about Hogil, but we are going to be watching this opening here from both players. We're most likely going to see, well, let's take a look, actually. We might not actually see gas here coming from the Terran player. This would be a rarity in modern TVZ, where the Terran player likes to go mech, and meanwhile we're going to see a 12 hatch here from Hogil. No relation to Back Ho, who may or may not be playing later this series. I've heard rumors that Backho is back on the circuit, though, and that is quite amazing. His back has been repaired. Actually, we're probably going to see a fast command center here coming from the Terran player, Hiya. So Hiya is going to be facing a 2-hatch gas here, and we're going to see most likely some kind of Mutalisk play coming from Hogil. And this is going to be the 2-hatch Mutalisk then. You know, obviously it's an early prediction, but it would be the 2-hatch Mutalisks against a fast expanding Terran. And we're going to be seeing the inside expansion being taken by Hogil here.
Yeah, and it looks like we're seeing some white dudes at the same time. Fantastic. White guys in Korea. What a scene. It looks like that you're right with the fast command center. I'm wondering when we're going to start seeing Medic Marine once again in Terran play. I think that we will come back to seeing it in the not too distant future, because Zerg players seem to be getting better and better against mech, which is only natural in such a balanced game. You know, that they're just figuring out what strategies work best, and you know, they have some fair success against mech builds now. I wouldn't say that mech builds are imba by any means of the word anymore. They were for a little while, but now it seems like, you know, with a good 2-hatch Muta build, sometimes you can do exactly that, like you were saying. You can just take out the mech player before they can ever hit that critical mass of Goliaths or whatever it is they're going they tend to go Goliaths, it seems. Looks like we are seeing an Academy going down, though, so that's kind of interesting. I wonder if we're going to see Medic Marine coming from Hiya after all, or maybe he just wants to get quick scan out so he can get some quick scouting.
Yeah, we're probably going to see some.
Gallery still there.
Jeez, what the hell? I keep doing this. Sorry. All right, let me repeat myself without the mute on. Yeah, so we're going to see a Spire coming. Jeez, I just gave a great analysis too. Anyway, I was saying basically that
sure.
Fast expanding Terran, 2-Hatch Mutalisks in the hands of a good Zerg has proven to be very, very good. However, that does not necessarily include Hogil. We're going to have to see. I mean, obviously, against players like Hyuk or Fire Fist, I think Terrans should just go Medic Marine every time because frankly they're not good enough to fight off a good M&M group with their rather poor Mutalisk micro. But Mutalisks are in general very good against the fast expanding Terran. It seems at least Jaedong made it so. And here we're seeing a third base going up for the Gil of Hose.
Wow, and look at this. So we are actually going to see Medic Marines from Hiya. I got to say, I like this. I'm kind of getting bored of seeing all the mech. And
yeah.
Ling's actually trying to catch those fire bats out in the middle of the field, but they're not actually going to be able to do so. Looks like Hiya is able to micro them well enough to continue to get them to the rest of the group. And look at this. For once in a blue moon, we have a Terran player forcing the Zerg player to sunken up. And that is not something that we've seen much lately because generally there's no need to sunken up. One is a typical sunken against a mech build because what do you have coming at you? Maybe a couple of vultures? I mean, that's really about it. So this is kind of interesting. And, I like this play too because again I think Zergs are getting almost too used to playing against mech builds, so now they have the opportunity, well, not the opportunity, the unfortunate opportunity, I guess, to have to face off against Medic Marines again. Not that they can't handle it, but again it's something different from what they're used to seeing, and it looks like Hiya realizes that he's not going to really be able to push in. He already forced the player to sunk it up, which was the primary goal of pushing out. Now he's got to get back to his base and defend against this very quick 2-Hatch Muta harass, and I mean I think he's going to be pretty well set here. He's got some turrets, but that new expansion that he's got only has 2 turrets, 1 turret down so far, second one about to complete. The question is, will he be able to take that out or not? It looks like a fireback getting caught out in the middle by the Muta, but they're not actually able to take it out. So let's see. I mean, we got a really nice group of Medic Marines here. I think he's going to be able to defend this already, and he is going for he's got a factory going down, so it looks like we're actually may see the SKT build coming out of here from Hiya. Are you on mute again?
No, I'm not on mute again. I was just looking at the game. We're going to be seeing a fast hive again. What? A really fast hive from Hogil. Not again, but certainly a very fast hive. And this is interesting. We could be seeing something like a Guardian Rush if he pulls it off well. That is certainly one main option you could take by going for the early hive. Maybe on this map it's not a bad idea, actually. Meanwhile, we saw a machine shop down for Hiya, so you might actually be going for some fast siege tanks. We're going to have to see here from Hogil. I see nothing else. I see no other tech, so no lurkers. This is going to be a Guardian Rush, in my opinion. Only thing that really makes sense. But the question is he going to have any success with these mutas? Because the moment Hiya finds out about this, he's just going to push with M&M. And generally what the Zerg does, and look at that scan, it's been anticipated. By the observer, but generally what the Zerg is forced to do is build up a lot of sunken colonies, like a great wall of sunken colonies, and hope he can hold the Terran's M&M army off before he gets his Guardians out in number. And we'll see what Hiya decides to do. He has a lot of options. Oh no! Oh no! He's going Queens! Oh my! I am completely off. He's going to go Queens! He's going to go Hiya build, another H starting name that has gone for these kind of builds. And we're going to have to see how this works out. What is that? It looks like, was that Defiler's Mount or something? I can't even tell, but I guess he's not going to go to our Guardians after all.
I don't know what the hell he's going to do, man. I mean, his snare is going to be great and all, but I don't think it's going to help with the one clump of mutas that he has not rebuilt up. I mean, he could do a Guardian ensnare combo, but I can't remember seeing that.
No.
Ever. And I don't see what he's going to do with 3 queens. Again, nice ensnare, but what is that going to do for him here?
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it's going to do anything for him. And so, I mean, did he hit the wrong button on his keyboard when he made him? I mean, he's able to take out a couple of Marines here.
You must have researched ensnare, too. I mean, it is going to be
It is Guardian Ensnare. Ah, I called it.
Ensnare. Guardian Ling Ensnare. Well, you called it, but you
Sunken.
said it was bizarre. Yeah, sunken, right. I mean, it is bizarre. I guess he's going to hope that his ensnare plus his cracklings are going to be able to be effective against his M&M group.
He's delaying the push.
He kind of is, but I mean, M&M +1 has been activated. M&M are very good against Mutalisks, and frankly, at 2 gas, I do question why Hogil has decided to go for Guardians and Ensnare. I mean, those queens are 100 gas each, Ensnare was 100 gas. All right, there's a lot of
Wow.
guards here, but there's a lot of M&M, and we're going to see Wraiths here. That's a smart move coming from Hiya, so it's going to be Wraiths, possibly Cloak Wraiths. We'll have to see. And, oh, man, Hiya played rather poorly there, losing a tank to a Sunken needlessly. And, oh, a Queen going in, perhaps? Is it going to go? No, it's not going to go for an infested command center. I was thinking maybe it would just run in, and it made no sense at all. But anyway, we're going to see some Wraiths out, and hopefully Hogil can do something about that.
Wow, this is going to be great, though. I got to say, I kind of like this wacky build that we're seeing here. I can't remember ever seeing guard / ensnare. That queen looks like it was just going out for scouting, and I'm surprised he hasn't picked up the double gas yet. And look, a Nidus Canal too. I'm not quite sure. Oh, okay, he's got the Nidus Canal to connect that far base, but he doesn't have anything there. So I mean, he doesn't have any ground units. I don't know what he's going to protect with. But anyway, it looks like he is going to move out with those guards. The question is, can he do enough damage with those guards before Wraith come out? I mean, even with a couple of Muta to back that up, it's going to be. It looks like he's got about 4 Muta. I don't know. I kind of just guessed, but maybe around 4 Muta, where it's going to be very tough if he's going to try to take out Wraith with those. I mean, Ensnare again will help that as well. And oh man, Hiya pushing into that bottom middle expansion of Hogil, and Hogil probably going to lose that. I mean, it looks like he might have sent a guard or 2 over there, but oh man, this is it. The guards are pushing in, and he's going to engage with, oh man, flank going on to those Marines and Wraiths. This is going to be bad for the guards. Ensnare going off, a couple of Guardians going down, more Ensnare going off, but now the guards are actually in a good position here, although it looks like he's got only 5 of them up at that location, and those tanks are now trying to take out that hatchery, but they may get taken down just in time. Oh, it's going to be close.
All right, so we're going to be a little bit of lag, but right now I'm seeing the Wraiths microing against the Guardians. I don't know whose side is lagging a little bit, but now I'm seeing Guardians attacking a clump of M&M and actually doing quite well, I gotta say. All right, I think we're back live, but anyway, these drones right now are being attacked at this new location. I do question, though, Hiya's response. And right now, if he decides to go for if he goes for a cloak, it's not going to work. Obviously, those ensnares could actually catch the Wraiths and stop their cloaking ability. So right now, I don't think Hiya is doing a very good job defending himself. He does have 5 Wraiths now. Rise, is this what you're seeing too?
Yep, exactly what I'm seeing.
All right.
Well, I guess that's my cue to continue talking then. It looks like Hogil, I think, is actually taking the bottom left double gas. I think that's the double gas position anyway. I don't know if he's mining off of it yet, but still, oh man, Hiya is continuing to harass that location at the 6 o'clock, and man, it's going to be tough for Hogil to really do much there. It looks like he's just mining. Oh, Wraith's catching Guardians in the middle of nowhere. Oh man, it looks like Ensnare going off, but they're backed up by Medic Marines, so the Ensnare is going to be pretty much useless at this point. I mean, really, Ensnare, it's one of those, if you watch the Hiva build and you watch Jadong pull off the Hiva build, you'll notice that they use it at a particular time with a particular unit composition. I think that time period, that window of opportunity to use Ensnare has kind of lost its ability to keep up with the game, the level of tech that, well, not even the level of tech, because we're still seeing Medic Marines, but just the fact that he's got so many, the Ensnares aren't doing enough justice. They're not pulling off, they're not grabbing enough units at the same time, even if they show the race, because the Muta can't go anywhere near the race because they just get picked off by the Marines. So, man, this is, I gotta say, I think that Hiya is going to pull ahead here very shortly.
Yeah, this is an absolutely wild game. Hiya now trying to pick up his natural expansion there. He's going to be at 3 bases. Although, really, I mean, I got to say, Hogil, we'll see, though. This could change the game, of course. A double drop is very powerful. But Hogil right now, I mean, he has 4 bases, kind of. He's finally managed to fight off this harassment force there at the bottom right. He's got even a couple of defilers and devourers even. Big air here. And, you know, this is a very interesting army. I mean, I think Valkyries might not actually be a horrible idea, although I'm not sure if Hogil has the resources for a couple of Valks. Hiya does. That would actually not be a bad idea. But we're going to be seeing a huge drop here on the south. I don't know if it's been spotted. It looks like Hogil is not really reacting here, and Hiya, meanwhile, has gotten a lot of forces in the vicinity. Hiya now dropping. He's going to get across the mineral lines, and if he gets that if he gets that Nice Canal, that could stop the line and reinforcements, but it looks like a lot of Lings have managed to get through, and wow, Hogil somehow manages to hold that base off against Hiya.
Wow, beautiful reaction after all with that Nidus. And it looks like he actually got the Defiler. Another Dark Swarm going down at the bottom left location. Those Marines able to take out some units, but the drones going under the Dark Swarm cover, not going to do too much. I mean, there are some... the Marines cannot go anywhere. They can't go into Dark Swarm to hide from the Guardians because there are Lings under there, so they get taken out. And man, that was a completely failed attack by Hiya. Hiya still has 3 Marines left, but Guards are going to go clean that up for sure. He lost so many rates in transition when he was trying to run away because they were ensnared. And man, Ensnare really is still playing a big role here. I am very surprised. And it turns out that bottom left location doesn't look like a double gas after all. I don't know why I was thinking it was. Maybe it's a different location. And man, now really, Hogil's in a great position to push out here. But Hiya is on 3 bases. But, I mean, Hogil's got such crazy air right now. I can't believe he went for Devours. He's on 4 bases. I can't believe he went for Devours. Actually, I think he's going for a 5th base. At the bottom right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Does he have his? If he's got his natural, he's going on 5 bases. So this game it's heating up.
Yeah, it's getting wild here. Hiya is definitely trying to out-expand a Zerg player. I'm not sure if that's so effective, though, because he's going to need to be pressing C a billion times on his barracks. And that's actually kind of hard to do. And, we're going to be seeing dropships. Narrowly avoiding some Scourge. No! One of them gets killed. The other one is probably going to go down. Failure. Epic failure from the mouth breather. Hiya here. And the Hiya... I don't know, man. Is he going to be able to hold on here? He doesn't even have enough barracks. Why does he have more bases than he has barracks? That's what I mean. He only has like 5 barracks. He should have like 15 barracks. I'm not even kidding. But he can't press M fast enough. Hiya, man. You got to get more barracks if you're going to go M&M. But anyway, though, Hiya just seems to, he has so many bases. Plague, but I mean, right now, Hogil is still just defending. He's defending really well, but I do think that Terrans, if they can keep their economy like this and keep the Zerg on the defensive and not let the Zerg expand, I don't know if they can handle it. I mean,
that
I don't know
girl loves Coke.
If Hogil could do anything about it. Yeah, girl really does. But Hogil now has some 4-0 Ultralisks out, and there's no Science Vessels. Let's not forget that. There's no Science Vessels, so that means no Irradiates. That means these Ultras are going to be absolute beasts. Meanwhile, just a couple of rates. I gotta say,
Devours.
I'm gonna. Oh my God, they own these rates. I'm gonna say the rates have been totally ineffective for Hiya. He fails with rates. If he's getting a report card, he gets like a D for Wraith usage. That's some like Fire Fist level Wraith usage by Hiya, because he really has not used them well this game. They should have like stopped this Guardian threat by now, in my opinion.
Would you call it Wraith Rapage, maybe? Oh, more Scourges landing, and it looks like he doesn't actually manage to take anything out. Unfortunately, the Devourers were nowhere near to be seen, even though they were right next to him, and he could have taken out those 2 dropships. But looks like those Medic Marines are going to live to see another day. Man, he does have a good amount of Medic Marines, and you know why he's got problems pressing M all over the place, right? It's because he does karate chops every time he presses M, so he hits like 7 keys at once, so he can only karate chop so fast. Irradiate finally. Plague all over the place. So, man, this is not looking good for Hiya at all at this point. I gotta say, Hogil now on the offensive looks like he's gonna take this match, man. He is overwhelming Hiya with ridiculous strategies here. I love it.
Yeah, this is a great tech switch here. Hiya was really overcommitted on his rates and not prepared at all for a large ground army. Obviously, he has no tanks either. Tanks are good against Ultras. Science vessels are good against Ultras. He has not many of either. And now these 4-1 Ultralisks all over the natural expansion. Those Marines literally cannot do enough damage. They just do not do enough damage. Even stimmed up, even if protected, those Ultras just don't go down fast enough. See that? Like, it took all those Marines that much time to kill one Ultra, and now Darkstorm going up everywhere. Who knows? We might even see an infestation here if Hogil wants to rub it in how much he pwned Hiya this game, despite the fact that, Hiya just, man, he expanded all around the map, but he just couldn't do it. He had more expansions than he had barracks. I mean, now he's building barracks. Like, literally, he was on 3 racks the entire time. And I gotta think that it was really a loss based on strategy here. Hiya just didn't have a good enough strategy. I mean, he went on the offensive. He went for heavy drops. I understand he used so many resources for drops, but he just was unable to do anything with them, and you know, Hogil just overall played a better game, and I gotta question Hiya's choice of expanding that many times, but not macroing up sufficiently.
That's not the first time we saw that. We just saw Flash do it on the same freaking map against Stork not too long ago. I mean, he had like 8 bases and 2 factories. I mean, that's what happens. But yeah. I gotta give it to Hogil. I have more respect for Hogil than I do for Hoja at this point. Why does everybody have a Ho in their name? They don't deserve to have Ho in their name. Anyway, I mean, really, Hogil has played this beautifully. He's brought out a completely wacky strategy that has been pulled off perfectly. Although, I'd love to know how it works out against a mech build. Really, we're seeing it against Medic Marine, and nasty play going off. Yeah, that too. Either or would be nice to see how it works. You know what we'll have to do? We'll have to see if Jaedong decides to try it against like Flash. And GG coming from Hiya. Wow, he can't even believe what he just saw. So Hogil taking the first match for his team. Great game, man. I am very impressed by the level of play we just saw there and the strategy. And oh no, he's patting him on the ass. Creepy coach. Gross.
Oh man, he has Le Coq on his back. The cock. Huge letters on the back of his
That's what
jacket.
the coach was checking for.
Oh man, I like that uniform. Hogil seems confused that he actually won, but I'm pretty impressed too. I was a bit confused too. Guardians and Queens and Ensnare at the same time. Who knew? But I gotta say, that Ensnare was pretty good at keeping that M&M army back until he had enough Sunkens and enough Guardians to fight it off. And I don't know, man. I mean, I really was looking for some Valkyries myself that game. I think that may have been okay. Rates just actually do get eaten up by Mutas and Devourers if you don't have Cloak and Snare.
And
a couple of Valks. I mean, or of course the other switch, which probably the best switch I think would have been just the Science Vessels. Just keep it simple, stupid. You know, irradiate everything. That is the term.
I thought he was going SKT.
Irradiate everything. Yeah, and he didn't. He didn't irradiate everything. Instead, he went for rates, and he had really, like, if Hyuk played Terran, that's how you would use his rates. I mean, really, it was a bad wraith micro.
Probably. Well, it was a good game either way. I enjoyed it. Let's go on to the next game.
All right, GG.